Hey guys, welcome to this Sunday's Dev Hangout. Today I'm going to be playing through patch 0.2.7 Folktale. This time I'm going to try and look more and answer questions a bit more frequently than previous broadcasts. So any questions you've got, fire them into Twitch chat and we'll see if we can answer them. So I've got the human village map loaded up and we're going to crack on now. You've probably had a go already yourselves, but I'll hopefully be able to show you a couple of things that you might have missed. So the first thing to notice is that resource costs are in. So if you actually hover over a building icon, you'll see what the costs are. Okay, now the first building that we want to put down is actually Woodcutter's Hut, and that doesn't take anything for now anyway. So let's go ahead and place that down. We've also in this patch mapped the square bracket keys to rotate, for those of you that don't like the clicking and holding the mouse button and dragging around. We'll click and get those guys, set them to work. So let us know who's in and who's watching. Okay, so let's get these guys working. So they'll head off. We've also added some trees, more of the birch trees, because at the moment only birch trees can be cut down for wood. So I've made sure on the human village map that there are birch trees accessible in most areas that you would want to be building a woodcutter's hut. Okay, and one thing I want to talk about, in 0.2.7 we've introduced firewood. So the woodcutter will go and chop down trees and get logs, and then when they arrive at the woodcutter's hut, they can actually be split into logs and firewood. Now, depending on how things are looking in your stockpile, you may want to stop producing one item and put all of your production into another. So at the moment we're equally split between planks and firewood. If I untick planks, then all of the effort goes into producing firewood, so we'll get more firewood accumulating in our inventory. Or alternatively, I can set everything into planks. So if I'm short for construction, I can determine where production is split that way. We've also put the framework in for research points, so you can actually allocate now the potential output of a building can go either into producing finished goods like planks and firewood, or it can go into research, which collecting a pool of research points that you'll then be able to spend in any building. What we haven't done yet, and what we'll be doing in the next 1 or 2 patches, is we'll be enabling the research tab for buildings, and they will give you a whole set of bonuses. If you look on the website in the game guide, there's already quite a lot of information on what some of those bonuses and research will be, so check those out. Okay, so because research actually isn't implemented yet, let's pump that back up to full production. We've done a number of UI fixes as well, so in terms of dialogues, there's less screen clutter now. So if I have a dialogue open and I click on construction options, it'll tidy up the UI for me, and that just helps a lot. So it's a bit of polish that we've done there. Resources in the stockpile, you'll see that this is planks, so that'll go up, and we've also got firewood here. So if we click, we've got a little description. At the moment, I think once we add in the bazaar marketplace building, this right-hand side of the panel will change into an ability to be able to buy and sell resources. So if you're running a little bit low on something, rather than going and telling your workers to prioritize that, you may want to, if you've got lots of gold, you may just want to go and buy it. Or if you've got a surplus of something and you need to raise some funds, you can sell it there as well. But for them now, we're just pulling up a little description of what the icons are. Okay, so with our settlement, the next things to do is we probably want to start getting some stone cutters to access the quarry. So if I hover over the stone cutters lodge, that takes gold at the moment to build. I think we'll be tweaking these later on. Let's plumb down a stone cutters lodge, and the next thing we need is, of course, it will be the blacksmith, but I think at the moment it's called a smelt. So let's plug that down there. And then these guys, I can send for training. Okay. And they'll go ahead. See that we've had a little icon, so there we had 40 firewood and 40 planks produced. We're going to change the way that we're simulating resource production. So originally when we started off, when a woodcutter collected a log, they arrived, there was a log in their inventory, they arrived, and your inventory, your global inventory increased by 5, say. For Sandbox, we started thinking about, okay, we're going to have multiple locations around the world, and you might want to secure a resource in one of those locations and have a regular supply. So really we need to simulate the whole world. Now we've actually got into trying that and seeing how it feels. There's a disconnect between the work that all your villagers are doing and how your resources increment. We're split on the team, but I think most of us aren't that happy with the way it's working at the moment, so we're going to change it so there's a very more direct impact of a villager doing a piece of work. And that opens up a number of other options as well. So one of the most natural mechanisms we see from players that are new to the game is that they'll select a peasant and then they'll want to click on a tree or they'll want to click on a mine. And Folktale's a little bit different than that, so changing back to that model allows us to do things like that. So it will hopefully be more intuitive. Right, okay, we haven't trained blacksmiths, which are called miners, I think, at the moment. We've had a number of buildings and professions as well into 0.2.7. So the first thing what we can do is let's get the hunter up and running. Now the hunter was added in 0.2.6, but it was a little bit glitchy. We've resolved that now, and that's working quite nicely. So let's go and build a hunter's lodge or hunting lodge. And while that's going on, the next thing that we've added is population expansion. So on the top bar, the first stat is basically what the capacity is. So your current population of 15, so we've got 15 people walking around. We've only got capacity for 8, so we need to increase our capacity. So let's build some more cottages. All right, let's use the keyboard shortcut this time. So plonk one there, and each cottage adds 2 capacity. Let's build one there. Build a couple next to each other. So hopefully when they finish building, the capacity should increase. I don't know whether it increases as you place them or when they're completed construction. Let's find out. Yes, alright, so it's when construction completes. So we should now have some more villagers arriving. So we've got 15 at the moment, so let's keep an eye on that. Okay, so I talked about firewood. Because we don't have a storehouse at the moment, this peasant has just gone to the woodcutter's hut. So there's a supply of firewood in the woodcutter's hut and she's gone there to get it. Okay, and it looked like she was going as well for firewood for that cottage. In later patch we'll make it so that each building has a heating requirement, and when a peasant arrives with firewood, the fire will burn for so long, I don't know how long, it will be a couple of minutes at least in gameplay, and then the firewood will be burnt and they'll need to go and get some more. So you need a constant supply of firewood to keep your peasants warm. And when they deliver firewood, we'll have it so that the chimney smoke comes on to show that that there's heating in that building, rather than it just being constant, which is what it is now. Right, so let's get started with some farming. I think I can probably fit in a couple of fields there. So let's keep the windmill nice and snug in there. And if we just hover over where the resources are in green, it means we've got enough of that in our global inventory. So let's place a couple of fields down. Place one there. Oh, just got room. Let's maybe orient that way. Great. Okay, those finished. So let's get a couple of farmers. I don't need to worry so much now about keeping villages free, because we do have population expansion. They don't seem to have expanded yet, do they? Maybe one more. It's not ideal at the moment. When we were testing, we identified that it was a little bit confusing in terms of capacity, because the other buildings contribute to the overall capacity. But if you want to expand your population, you start building cottages. There won't be an immediate increase, so it's a little disconnected at the moment. So we need to work on that a little bit more. Okay, so we've got some cottages, we've got some basic resourcing. Oh right, yeah, we're going to train a hunter, weren't we? So our hunters now roam about, and the moment they sort of roam about within an area of the lodge. Now over here we've actually got hunting grounds, which are copse. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let's turn up the settings. Oops. Let's take SSAO as well. Alright. I just noticed a little bit of screen tearing, which is usually an indication that VSync was turned off, so I'll turn that on now. There's a hunter walking around. Now hopefully, well, he's going over here anyway. There's a deer here, so we should have a little bit of a fight. Well, I say a fight, he's basically going to massacre the deer. Here he goes. Run, little deer, run! Oh, he's actually killing them all off. Okay, right, so there's no more culling of the entire herd of deer now. So when a hunter's killed one, oh, right, okay. I guess that's not got a nav mesh cut on it. As I say, this was all mostly in the previous patch, but what we've done is we've fixed the glitch where they would arrive and then just sort of spin around. So now what happens, they drop off and they will go hunting again. So what we need to complete that economy chain now is that we need the butchery. So that's under finished goods. We've moved it. Let's just check we've got enough to build that. Yes, we have. Alright, so let's plonk that down. I think I'm actually going to turn off SSAO. I'm not that bigger fan of it. Okay, let's chain female. Actually, the first thing we probably want to do is build a storehouse, so let's do that now. No, not a tavern. Storehouse. Actually, let's build that like that. Okay, and then we'll train a butcher. And what the butcher will do is she will actually, sorry, no, the hunter will carry a skinned deer carcass from the hunting lodge to the storehouse, and then the butcher will collect it and take it to the butchery for cutting up into raw meat, and then in the next patch they'll sell that on to your peasants as a source of income. Alright, now I'm going to actually build this village pretty large, and I'm going to aim to maybe have between 100 and 200 characters on stream on screen, and we're going to just send a massive horde and go and explore the map and kill everything that we've put down. The monsters are fairly tough at the moment, so we really need to go mob-handed. So we need a butcher's now. So you on your own? Yes, you are. Let's train you. There she comes. And a rather ugly looking deer with no skin because it's been kept for hide. So she'll go there, back to the butchery, and then I can't remember what version it is, 0.7 I think it is, something like that. There will be building interiors, so you'll actually be able to go inside the building and see them cutting up the meat and doing other things and making pies and things like that. But for now, we shall let her get on with that. What we should be getting plenty of wheat. Okay, flour, sorry. That's right, because the wheat gets collected and then sent to the mill and turned into flour. In fact, if we watch one of these guys, I'll just... Then one of them should carry a sack of flour, maybe. There might not be enough. Alright, we'll leave them, we'll come back to them. But I'm sure we'll see them carrying flour in a little bit. So what we need now for that flour is we need to build a bakery. So we will drop one of those down. Let's plonk it right next to our trees. There. We'll train a baker. Paragon 819 is asking, are there different skins for the houses? There aren't skins as such, but what there are 3 upgrade tiers. So at the moment the village is all level 1. And as your village gets bigger and you start accumulating culture points, which is on the top bar here, it's the 4th icon along, you'll then be able to unlock the next tier and you'll be able to start upgrading your buildings, and they've got a different visual look. And then again, as your settlement gets bigger, you'll be able to upgrade to tier 3. When you're upgrading buildings, for example, the bakery, there are numerous benefits to the different tiers, so they can support more workers. Now, at the moment, if I just go into the building inspector, there are only 2 slots. This was a last-minute mistake, actually. It should be 5 for tier 1. Is it 5 or 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I think it's 5. And then 10 workers are supported for tier 2, and then 15 workers for tier 3. And that's a little bit of a problem at the moment when it comes to the barracks. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to build a lot of barracks. So MBNCD is saying that lots of things are integrated into other things. How, if at all, is combat integrated into other things? Will anything be lost if someone chooses to play a peaceful game without fighting? It's hopefully totally possible to play a final sandbox game without wanting combat. We recognise that not everybody likes RPG style games. They don't want to go out adventuring, they just want to focus on their village and city building and making it nice, and there's a whole game to be enjoyed by just doing that. Of course, we need to tie the RPG side into the village so that you can expand. So there are definitely things that you will be able to find out when you're exploring that will help you in your village and around your heroes. It will basically help your heroes to get better. So I would say let's wait until we get there, but yes, it's been raised before in the community. We were well aware that there are some players that don't want to be going out and playing like a hardcore RTS game or anything like that, and we'll be very much catering for their needs. Okay, so where were we at? We were about to train a baker. So there you go. And she's got her rolling pin. So each of the professions now fight with the correct weapon. So the bakers bash people over the heads with their rolling pins. And they show, oh, there we go, 2 of them. So there's the farmer. There's a complete economy chain right there. We've got the farmers delivering the milled flour, and then the bakers taking the flour, and then in the bakery they'll turn that into bread and other things. The economy chain's not fully complete yet, because what's actually going to be needed, it isn't at the moment, but is a well. So wells will be a source of water which is used in production. So for example, the monks need it to brew mead, and also you need them to put out fires. So we'll build a well. I mean, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because water's not functional at this point, but hopefully will be in the next patch. And a little graphical glitch there that we know about, that will be fixed. Okay, so let's get on. Why don't we build a monastery? So put that down there. Now with the monastery, we've introduced, we've expanded the top bar and introduced prayers. It will be hi Felspell. Thanks for joining us in the Hangout. Yeah, so we've introduced prayers, which is this number on the top bar. I think we've talked about this before in the forums. Prayers will be, so each villager will have a need to worship the Holy Toast. And occasionally they'll visit the monastery to pray. And when they pray, you basically accumulate prayers. And then when you've amassed enough, prayers can be used to perform miracles, which will be sort of like citywide buffs and things like that. So it's just another aspect to gameplay. You might want to use them in combat. They might benefit economy. We need to sort of expand what's going to happen with them, but we know we definitely want them. Okay, so I've got that. Now I want to put down some beards. So let's have a couple. We'll just slot them in behind the buildings. Make sure we can see them. And then what we'll do... Oh, we've got 17 now. So I think if we build one more... no, that's interesting. I don't think we've got enough of something. We haven't got enough planks. We've only got 76 planks. So we have to wait now. So this is what I was talking about. When you've got a bazaar, you'll be able to actually quickly buy any resources that you need. Paragon's asking, you mentioned earlier needing firewood for warmth. Will there be seasons? It's unlikely at this stage. We're hoping to add weather, but I don't think it's going to be like, say, Banished, where the scene changes to winter. I mean, there will be winter scenes, and we haven't decided yet whether we're going to allow you to build your villages in like snow terrains. So we'll see on that. But I would say it's unlikely that you're going to see it snowing and the ground covering snow and it's going to blend into that. We've got too many other things going to the game, and it's not something that we want to be thinking about tackling right now. Okay, so I was going to find... Let's see, how many have I got? I better build some more. Let's not build there because that looks a bit too linear. Build another house here. Oh, I think I need some more. Yeah, need some more planks. So, normally in the game, what I'd be able to do is I'd just be able to select this and hire some more workers. But because we're at full capacity, I'm just going to build another one. Go in there. I don't want to build it too close. Let's build it over here. Felspell saying just do one thing at a time, which is very much what we're focused on. You know, we're getting the city building and economy and the RTS combat up and running, and then, as I mentioned, I think in a previous stream, we'll add and focus on the RPG aspect of the game later. Right, our population's increased now from 17 to 20. I think I probably want a few more, so let's get some more characters build there? Can't remember. Probably not. Alright, let's have a house there as well. And you can become a monk. Now, as before, monks will go to the bee yard and collect honeycomb. I'm saying that all characters are now carrying the correct gear, and they fight with the correct gear, and we'll find that out later. We'll test that later. So we've fixed up a lot of the animations now. Okay, and then they should carry the barrels. Yep. So they've got the barrels of mead, which they then carry to the storehouse. So now we've got our supply of mead sorted out. We need somewhere to sell it. So we will build a tavern. Okay, I kind of wanted my tavern on a corner, but oh well. So what we'll do, we'll build a little. Let's build a curving road round here. There we go. Right, and then we can have our tavern, which is under finished goods. Tavern. Oh, look at that! It's beautiful. Nice little view of the river. Lovely. I'd drink at that pub. So now we've got some mead. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, 60 mead. What's that one then? I think that's not enabled at the moment. Oh, that might be tankers of mead, which needs removing. So anyway, we've got 60 mead for now. So if I train some innkeepers, we'll just stick it for one at the moment. So female innkeeper, she will go and get barrels of mead and bring them, and then in the next patch they'll be able to actually sell mead. And I'm looking forward to be able to go inside the tavern to be able to hire heroes and check out the performances, performing bards, and yeah, it's going to be a cool place to hang out. MBNCD is asking, is there any direct benefits to specific placements of buildings? Are there? Yeah. Yes, there are at the moment. So each building, let me pull up an example. So I'll zoom out for this to show you a little bit. As I move it around, can you see the circular perimeter? So any resources that you that are included in that area of influence count towards a building's production. And also when we move from a simulation to actually individual logs and deliveries counting, then distance between, say, your resource building, the actual resource, and the storehouse, they will matter as well. You want those to be as short as possible. So it's logistics, really. It's just about minimizing the distance. Because the further the distance, obviously, the longer you've got a worker tied up doing that particular task. Okay, so built our tavern. That's alright. There she is. I spotted her. Spotted her with her red hair. Alright, so we've been tying together all of the parts of the economy. We just need to complete the final bit, which is selling. At the moment, we gave you a lot of gold just to start with. At some point, you're going to run out, so just hold down keys GOD, and you'll see we can suddenly get an extra 6,000 gold. So you won't have a problem with gold. Okay. Yeah, in terms of placing your buildings, you will need to think where you're going to place them. We also haven't discussed things like fire as well. So you can take the risk of cramming all your buildings close together and minimizing distances, but there's also a risk of fire and you know, we might make it so that fire spreads. You know, you got your wells, and there was a fire in the tutorial. So that's something else to think about as well. Now, obviously, tier 1 buildings, because they're made of thatch, they have quite a high risk of fire. Whereas as you get higher up the tiers, then the risk of fire reduces. Paragon's asking, what about residential homes in proximity to their workplaces? Could you assign, say, the baker to live in the house next to the bakery instead of the house across the map? That's something that we're debating on the development team in terms of how do we assign workers to homes, because each character does have a building that they consider their home. What we're thinking of doing at night time is to break the monotony of sort of their working days. We also want your villagers to be personalities, so we want them to participate in the evenings shenanigans, so be that going to the tavern or maybe pursuing a bit of romantic interest, different activities at night time, so that nighttime has more of a meaning. So in that instance, it may become important in terms of which building is their home. So I guess the answer to your question is it's something that is definitely under consideration. In the case of when a fire breaks out, you're asking, will everyone work together to put it out, or will they just go about their usual jobs? What happened in the tutorial is that any free villagers would run to the well and pick up water, and then go to put out the fire. We'll probably do something similar, and it will put the onus on you to strategically place where your wells are. So, for instance, there's no point in me having a well, let's say, like over here, because it doesn't service the majority of my village, and they'd be running a hell of a long distance, and by the time they actually got back, the building would have burnt down. But in terms of, we don't want you to have to micromanage stuff like that, I don't think. I think they'll take care of it as best they can, but also you can have direct intervention, so you can say, right, I need you to put out a fire, so this building's on fire, I'll either click the building or I'll click the well. I don't know exactly which mechanism will work the best. We'll try them and we'll work that out. But yeah, if you see something on screen, we want you to be able to literally respond to it by saying, click, go and do this action. Talking about some characters like standing around and not helping out. We've got some animations, but we haven't rolled it out as a system yet for loafing about. So if you are not keeping your villagers happy, they're going to be prone to loafing about and getting into mischief. So when you go inside a building, for example, you might catch one of them rocking back on his chair at his desk, having a sleep. But as I said, that's something that's in production, but we've not shared yet. We basically want your village to be meaningful. You know, these aren't just drones. The game isn't played just from up at this height where you're like, oh, right, yeah, I got another peasant. You'll actually be able to select them and see them. You know, we put a lot of work into making sure that we can have lots of different appearances in characters. Gosh, it's got a massive forehead. Let's go and find another. No, not her. Typical. Let's zoom out and just see where people are at. Oh, they're all hiding. Look, they're there. So, like, this guy looks different to this guy, and they'll all have names, which you'll be able to change. You'll have designed a lot of them in the character designer. I mean, we'll ship a load of interesting looking characters with the game, but if you want to go into character designer and design your own characters and give them a unique look and name and traits, then you'll totally be able to do that. So you could just end up playing with a bunch of lazy layabouts. randy, lazy layabouts. It could be some interesting dynamics added to gameplay. Right, I think we need to build some more cottages. Let's ramp up this population. While I've been gas banging away, I think we've got that many resources now that we can just plunk a load of these down. And I think we should also make a start on the walls. We haven't introduced the cost yet for walls, so we're pretty safe to go ahead and build them any way you like. This one will go across here. Claim this area as ours. Right, that's going to take them forever to build, so leave them getting on with that. How are we doing? We're up to 32 now. We can do far better than that. I'm just going to go crazy. I'm going to build a small housing estate. Oh no, did I run out of resources? I don't think I did. Wouldn't have let me select it otherwise. No, I just can't build there. Oh, can I? Yes. Barracks. Gonna need a lot of barracks, so let's start that now. MBNCD is asking, are all non-monster enemies naturally good? If well looked after, or will there be thieves and murderers and whatnots no matter what you do? How effective will punishments be on those sorts of characters? Right, okay, it's late in the day for you then. Let me read this, make sure I understand it properly. So, are all non-monster enemies naturally good? No, is the answer to that. In the desert zones, we are working on like a nomadic race of humans, but some of them have also settled in towns, and they are potentially going to be more evilly aligned. And depending on what you've done in the game so far, you may have decided to rule, like, be a tyrant and be pretty horrible, and basically when it's come to quests, instead of being the hero, you've actually helped like the villains, and your standing with them might have changed, so they might react differently to you. So for example, I don't know, you might be able to trade with them if you're equally evil. That's the objective anyway. I can't build there. Is that too close to the wall? Yes, I think it is. Okay. Right, if we're going to make our target of lots of houses, we need to. The first thing I need to do better. Make sure I don't hem myself in. Oh right, okay, you mean villagers, so Will some villagers be evil? I don't think they'll be evil in the sense of like Dark Lord evil. I think they're more likely to be mischievous than evil. I don't know how that mechanic... Paragon's asking if there are going to be villagers that are bad. Yeah, well, they might not start that way, but they have the potential to turn into criminals, that's for sure. Which crimes we put in there, I don't know, but the City Watch, their skills really are very much around law enforcement, so it's your job to detect criminals and catch them, and then you'll be able to actually send them for punishment. And then what effect those punishments have will differ, I guess, depending on your play style, and also perhaps on the traits. I mean, it'd be really nice if we made the traits of a person give an indication as to what punishments might work on them. We'll see. We'll see when we get to that part. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, they're doing a cracking job on that wall. Is that bit there to... Oh, we've got a big... Oh dear. Looks like we had a little fight happen. Guess somebody got a bit too close. Oh, we'll deal with them in the time. At the moment, these guys aren't spawning in waves and coming to attack you, but they will in either the next patch or the patch after that, to put you under constant pressure. So that's very much like the mini game that we're building to give you a bit of a challenge, because at the moment I'm leisurely building away here and doing what I want, and that's fine, but what we really want you to do is give you a bit of a challenge as well. So we'll start it off nice and easy, and then we'll start to ramp it up and be sending some pretty tough things at you. Like the swamp beast, for example, will come pound down your walls. Monsters do attack your buildings at the moment, so if we send them into town, they will start blowing everything up. Yeah, I guess with the punishments, whether we go and introduce things like beheading and stuff, I don't know if that's... I don't know. If we can give it a comedic spin, then we might. But if it's sort of, don't expect a full-on bloodthirsty, like, beheading and blood everywhere. That's not good. That's not really folktale, I don't think. I think if it can be done in a comedic way, that's probably all right. That's down to the writers to sort that out. Right. More houses. Come on. You'll be able to beautify your village as well. So when we add the carpenter building, they will be able to make all sorts of wooden things. So don't forget, at the moment you can actually place your own roads down in the player by holding down the I key. There we go. So let's build a little hamlet inside our walls here. There we go. And more. And another one. Paragon's asking, what about offering a sacrifice to a passing dragon as a bribe to leave the village alone? I think we'd probably put a spin on that as well. It's if I don't think you would do like a blood-curdling sacrifice where the dragon rips them apart, and it might not even be a person. It may be like I don't know, an effigy made of bread or something. Really different spin on it. Yeah, you can see that we're up to 65 people now. Let's keep going. I want an army. I'm going to build a big army in this. It might not be in the final game, but it's fun to sort of play around with now. Because just seeing them sort of, I don't know, act out scenes from Braveheart or something. need some more barracks. Yeah, an effigy made out of toast or something. I haven't built on engineers yet, but the engineers don't really do much at the moment. They're more of a village defences unit, so we've not activated the traps, the turrets yet. So things like flame turrets and goo turrets, but you'll be able to plonk those around your village to slow down potential attackers and ignite them. And then I'm just saving a bit for later when we actually decide to go for combat. So let's see, more barracks. So there's plenty of room here, so let's try and really fit these in. Let's put a door here, put a wall there, and we'll put a door there. Oops, okay, that wasn't off it. Alright, let's start. We've got enough 97 now, we can do better than that. Let's build some outside as well. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't announce the oops, I didn't announce it on Twitter, did I? Just give me a second, guys, and I'll just pop that up. You won't be able to pick up villagers and place them down somewhere. I'd quite like to be able to maybe punish your villagers. So if they are loafing around, you could, you know, brand them with a hot iron or something, I don't know. Nothing quite so severe, but... beachfront properties. Let's build the Hamptons. Yeah, good point about it'd be cheating if you were able to pick up characters and drop them into combat and things. It wouldn't work particularly well with RTS controls. I've done that, of course. Now I'm not going to be able to finish off my wall, but it doesn't matter. What have we got now? 114, so let's just see what they're doing. I have a feeling that there are 4. Yeah, there are. Look, they're all stacking up there. So when we see 1 health bar, I think we're actually seeing a lot more. I think it's time to start training our army. So let's grab all of you. You're our cannon fodder. A lot of talk of punishments. Will there be any way to directly reward a character? That's an interesting idea, actually. We do tend to think a lot about punishment and not so much about the rewards. I'm going to make a note of that, actually, and make sure we think about that. So watch this space on that. We might be able to follow up on that. Right. Ah! Looks like a decent sized army to me when they don't walk off. Right, unfortunately there are 2 per barracks. That's why I was building so many barracks. Now where are we going to collect our army? Because there are no rally points at the moment. Let's put them near that bridge, just so I know where they are. 1, 2. Oh, I'm going to need way more barracks. I've not done this in the build that introduced the hard cap of 2, so that's yeah. We're going to have to do a minor patch to fix that. Because I imagine that you guys are getting frustrated with that already, as I am. It was literally put in like an hour before we went into testing, and then it was only in testing that it became obvious that it really needed to be included. I tell you what we'll do instead. We'll just let's get a couple of. Lodge. I don't know what Benedict was doing, but let's have him. Oh, but yeah, see, this is a bug that we spotted, that at the moment the list of available peasants is... Oh, now that's interesting. Have we just got... Oh no, it's a hunter. It includes everybody, including villagers that are assigned to other professions, so that's a bug we know about, needs fixing. But it doesn't actually help us with what I was doing, was it? Which was to go and train. I hope you guys can follow when I'm zooming around the map very quickly. Yeah, in terms of events, they aren't going to be all combat related. So as we were talking about earlier, where you can just hang out in your village and just focus on building your village if that's what you want to do. So we need quests that are city-based and not necessarily involving combat. So it might involve, I don't know, solving a puzzle or a crime. Or helping somebody with a romance or something like that. Right, let me build another barracks somewhere. We did, it's over here. I gotta be honest, at the moment I don't know if this is gonna be enough. I'm gonna have to be careful about what I do. Those monsters are tough. So has anybody else here had a play it with 0.2.7 and got to the stage of sending out some units and tried to fight? Alright, you train as... Oh, okay, we must have 2 hunters now then. Do if I destroy that, let's have you and you. Come and join my army. Let's just grab all of them. Right, let's go. No, actually, let's go. Was there a way out up here? Can I do that yet? Oh, let's just build one there. Come on, out you go. First thing I want to do is take care of this lot, so I'm actually going to build some repeating crossbows. That's it. Oh, let's have a trebuchet as well. Let's really teach them a lesson. Yeah, have some of that. That's it. Crossbows make short work of people. I don't think that's in range. No, it's not. So what I'm going to do... I said I had to be smart. So let's get one of the hunters. Let's go and do some pulling. Oh, that's maybe a little bit too much. This could get tricky. Alright. Run! Okay. Well, I lost a hunter, I think, in there, didn't I? Alright. Oh, that trebuchet's still pounding those guys. Yeah, at the moment I'm going to use all of the different RTS sort of tricks that you might have become accustomed to in games. Come on, take him out. Beastmen are tough as well, you see. What are you doing? Somebody's sort of fighting. There's that many of them that I can't see them. It'd be good when we've got levelling up in there and also you, looting, so you'll be able to find better weapons. Because in the tutorial that definitely increases the effectiveness of your units. Right. Oh, let's go up the mountain first. I don't know. Should we come all this way? Let's maybe take on one of the swamp beasts. I'll send. Let's send. Sorry, I love your cannon fodder. Charge! Oh, yeah, you see, one hit, dead. Come on, guys. Don't be afraid. Go, 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 go! Oh, he's stamping, that's another one dead. Every attack, he's basically going to kill somebody. Splat. Yeah, that was one of my militia went down. I think we're sending too many in. I mean, they took him out, but we clearly sent too many in. Where are you going? Get back, you coward. Alright, let me check what... Does food expire? Weaken act over time. Does food and stuff expire? Weaken over time. Food won't expire, no. We did have a campaign to stop female cannon fodder, but we do have some females here. I'm pretty sure. There we go. There's a female city watch. You're in there somewhere, aren't you? Not that easy to tell with the city watch, but that is. This is a tubby male and a slightly more slender female. And they've got very simple weapons, so very simple halberds. We've done all the modelling for the upgrades, and all the icons are done as well. If you want to check those in the game guide, so in coming patches we'll put in looting and we'll put in the gear, so you'll be able to give your guys nice gear. Right, I need to risk. I'm gonna have to pull out of this Beastman camp because otherwise they're just going to massacre me. I don't think I've got any hunters left. I think I lost them all. Alright. In the spirit of fair play, we're going to send in a male cannon fodder this time. You can go and pull in the door. Easy. Alright, run. No, don't die. Keep running, keep running. Stay alive. Alright, good. Good. Right. We're okay. Let's just... It's so dangerous in here. I can move them a bit closer, actually, I think. Oh, how many? Just the 2. That should be alright. That should be manageable. Oh, crikey. Alright, we're doing alright. What's he doing? What are they doing there? Okay, there's some sort of bug. Come on, we can't have our little army of militia walking away. Come on. Right, while they're taking care, let's get another guy. Get out of there! This is really not that brave, but they are so squishy at the moment that I want to actually get in here and show you guys the stone stairs cutting to the cliff. Oh, so will buildings deteriorate over time? No, I think that generally is a pain in the arse and is creating micromanagement tasks onto people. I think if your buildings are damaged during combat, then yes, you will have to repair them, but they're not going to just degrade over time. That's generally, you know, a nuisance to, and it's not that enjoyable either, so I don't think that's something that we'll be adding. Oh, right, yeah, Phil Spells just said that building decay would be a bit annoying. Alright. How are we looking? Run! Alright, we're doing pretty well here. We might be able to take the whole lot in there at some point. Oh, we lost one. Alright, let's just go in mob-handed. Lost another one. Take him out, come on. Oh, let's see, there's 3 there. Right, for punishment, you are going to go and get these guys. No! Oh! Darn it. Good, they took out the pig. So as you're adventuring along, and you know, you'll find chests and things, and also the loot on your enemies' bodies. You'll find new gear. You'll be able to, your characters will be leveling up and getting better at what they do. So it'll become a lot easier. So it's just hard at the moment. Oh, that's one down. We've lost one at least. It's the battle for the bridge. Massacred. Alright, you've done alright, good. Now the bit I wanted to show is over here. I could do with it turning to daytime. Oh, as if by magic. So over here we've got the stairs cut into the cliffs. Just a nice interesting feature. I've actually made a series of them to unlock this back bit. So, well, I won't tell you what's... Well, we can explore there in a bit. So I've extended the village. So we had this area down here in the last patch, and now it goes all the way up here. But I can keep climbing, and a rear way. And if I wanted, I could go back to the village that way. Have we got any more guys? Oh, look, there's just death everywhere. Let's go and check out the necromancers, see if I can make them that far. I have a feeling I'm going to have to grab some more villagers. So let's send them there. And while they're doing that, I think it's time to sacrifice the rest of my villagers. Yeah, villagers will want to return to work. If you remember in the tutorial, there's an annoying bug where the monk, if you took him to like the swamp area, he would keep returning home because he was predominantly a work unit rather than a military unit. And we will introduce an AI toggle so that essentially you can place them under your full control and they won't return to work unless you release them. Paragon's asking that if you wanted your villagers to like create a cave system, can they dig into the terrain? They can't, because we use a tile-based terrain system that we designed specifically for Folktale. It's not a voxel terrain, so we can't shape the terrain in real time. Maybe if we do Folktale 2, we'll move to a voxel terrain for that. We'll see. Right, are they all our villagers? I don't know, but what I am going to do is I think we'll build some more siege defences. We need as much help as we can get. Now, obviously, in the final game, these things will cost resources to build, but now they don't cost anything. What's he attacking then? Somebody's a bear or something somewhere. Oh well. Let's get back to what we were doing. Right. Come on, everyone. Yeah, you see the miners are returning back to work. What I want to do is I'll grab... no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to grab one of these, one of each profession, and send them into combat. So we can have a look at how each one fights. Oh, I think 2 wolves might be a little bit too much. What I need is I need 2... Did that other guy run off? Okay, well, he's going to get splattered, but he might get a swing off. Oh, alright, those wolves are splattered. Oh, look at that. Trebuchet's just clearing the path for us. Come on, let's go up here. There we go, so he's fighting with his hammer. Oh, that's it, he's dead. No. So that didn't last very long, did it? Oh! I think a big rock just landed from the trebuchet and splattered them all. Ouch. I don't want to get hit by one of those. I want an innkeeper now because they fight with a broken bottle. Come on, look. Over here. The wall weapons do not attack your own peasants now. They originally did because we needed something to develop the targeting code, but since we've added monsters in, no, they only attack enemies now. We could potentially build stairs and bridges. Well, I mean, we'd certainly like to add bridges in so that you can span gaps. I don't see why we couldn't have stairs as well. I'll make a note of that. Look, you see, there's no... Is that a wolf on his own? There's 2 wolves there. She's just not going to survive very long. Get your bottle out, love. That's it. Oh, she's just 2 hits and splat. We'll definitely balance that out a little bit for the next patch to give you your characters a little bit more of a chance. Right. Come on. The days of the wolf is over. Let's go. Looks like our population was already starting to recover because we had a load of... Yeah, we got a load down here. So in theory, we could just keep on sending cannon fodder up and do it that way. The monks were meant to be healers in the tutorial, but we didn't implement the special abilities, so they weren't able to do that. Oh, okay, it's a big fight on the hill. Let's hide the UI. Let's see what's going on. How's that look with no UI? I've just pressed the 0 key on the keyboard. On the numpad, sorry, and it hides the UI. Okay, let's go up here. Let's take on the skeletons. Oh, the necromancer's just joined in. So this is just a temporary ranged attack at the moment. Oh no, oh come on, everybody in. Just get in. Fight. We've added colliders in now, so sorry, nav mesh up here, so they can now, if we wanted to, send them all running over here. And over there. And they won't walk through it now. Oh, the spiders have joined in as well. Alright, I better let them fight, otherwise they are going to... Oh, they're already going to get massacred, aren't they? Come on, guys. I think that was silly, let me just doing a little bit of a run around. Oh, no. No. Come on, you. Oh, damn it. Sorry, guys. We're going to have to go and get another supply of cannon fodder. Oh, hello, supply. How many have we got down here? Alright, we're good. That was a fairly quick respawn, so we haven't lost too much time. I'm going to have to drink more, my voice is going. I agree that villagers should run away. We'll add that to the... Oh, there's a load here. We'll add that to the AI so that if they think they can win, they maybe stay, otherwise they flee. So it depends on the scale of the challenge presented to them. Right, I want to go up here because... I actually want to go up here. It's one of my favourite animations of this patch that I'm going to share. So let's get one. Deadly snails. Oh no. I love how they walk. Here we go. Let's make them water. It's coming right at us. So you give him a good boot. Boot under the chin. Oh, now you're in trouble. Oh, you're going to get slimed. Oh, you did as well. Right. Let's get some more. It's the Battle of Snail Hill. If you watch the animations of the way they pop into the shells and they're killed. Whoop. That's it, let them do their own thing. While I catch up on questions. Does age play part in this game? Like, are there children and elderly? And do they have anything specific about them? We considered it at the start, and then we looked into really what did children and the elderly add to gameplay. And in terms of gameplay, it wasn't very much. So we decided that the resources that having models and textures for children and the elderly would take, that it was unlikely that we would put them in because they didn't provide enough interest. Now, having said that, we thought of a way that we could do certainly babies, so we could have a cot in a house, and then they literally stay like that until they're ready to become a fully fledged adult, and then they appear, and that's how you could essentially have reproduction in the game. But once we get further into development, we've got all the characters in that are likely to be in the village scene. We'll see what overhead is left in terms of memory, and we are going to review that. If we've got enough resources to be playing with in terms of GPU memory and CPU addressable memory, then we will look into it. But at the moment, I don't think they'll add enough. But we'll see. I mean, there's been a lot of cool suggestions in terms of if you've got a child that's a parent of 2 stonecutters, then there's an ancestry ability and skill that is passed down. So then you get like somebody that's really a natural to be a stonecutter. So there are all sorts of suggestions and ideas that we've explored that could be implemented. But for now, we're just waiting to see. Oh, there's a big battle going off here. So in terms of battle, in Folktale, it's very much likely to be this sort of scale of things. It's not likely to be something like, say, the Total War series. Folktale is very much about the lives of the individual characters and you knowing them by name and what they look like and what they do and their personalities. It's not just, you know, clicking here and sending a battalion of troops over a hill somewhere. It's not that sort of game. Are there any status ailments, like can the spiders poison or a mage confuse villagers? There will be, yes. Oh, is there like, oh dear. Right, I think we're pretty much done with that hill. Alright, so now that everybody, I say everybody's dead, there's probably more come back to life, haven't they? Oh, they have as well, look. I think our village is recovering far too quickly. That's probably something that we'll adjust in time. Do villagers die of old age? They won't until we implement... if we implemented age, should I say. In terms of the veterans, battle veterans, being able to teach younger generation, it doesn't sound that interesting to me. I don't know. Yeah, excuse me, I need to go and blow my nose. Okay, back. Total War series is great. You know, I've got a couple of those myself. I do enjoy them, but this is not what Folktale is about. You know, in Folktale you can actually drop down to first person. You can go right up to the characters. Oh, crikey, they're all standing on top of each other. And you'll be able to go in buildings and just a lot more personality and detail. Yeah, so in terms of ailments, in terms of being poisoned or dazed, yes, those will be in. They're certainly planned to be in. Does someone ever ask a question about turn-based? Yeah, Folktale being turn-based would definitely be odd. I can't imagine sending villagers to work and sending them, right, go 4 tiles towards your work in this round. Crikey, no, that would not work at all. It's very much real time. Let's see if we can find another. In fact, let's find a lady man. No, not quite. We need 2 on top of each other. Now, I have a feeling. I don't know how many of you hang out in the forums. Have we got a lady man there? No, not quite. I don't know how many hang around in forums and have been following the conversation about how we animate females. I'm sure some will be disappointed, some will be pleased, but we've actually taken it out. It wasn't needed, it wasn't necessary, so we've removed it, and by doing so we actually get to save 2 bones off the skeleton structure, which will aid performance, because we run the game using a generic skeleton for animation, so that we can play like a weapon swinging animation across multiple different occupations using the same skeleton. But we've taken it out. It'll help performance a little bit because the few bones that we have multiplied by the number of characters that we've got in game, it'll help performance, and it addresses any issues people were having with that. But I just didn't. We didn't do it because of that. We'd already picked up on that, the fact that it looked ridiculous. So it was a change that we were going to make, irrespective of what was discussed in the forum. So sorry if you were a fan of the previous animation, but it's changed. Where's the butcher? Okay. In terms of the editor, we've also added some extra tiles as well. So now the waterfalls, I'm going to find one. At the moment, the waterfalls that we had in were all full height waterfalls. Now we've added in the half and the quarter variations, so you'll be able to have much more gentle drops down. So we haven't actually played around with those ourselves yet. We've got to do that, so it'll be interesting to see if any community members can come up with some interesting designs for how to use those new tiles. And in time we'll be adding all sorts of new and interesting tiles. So if I just zoom over to where excuse me, the stairs were cut into the rocks, things like this, features, terrain features, we'll be adding more of those in time. MBNC is asking, any chance the AI could be tweaked to prioritize personal space? Yes, there is. We will probably implement some form of what's known as local avoidance. Now, local avoidance, for those that don't know, so these guys that were walking, let's just something that's going to walk. So let's make this person. So if I make this person run, at the moment they're going to run through each other, but what local avoidance does is it will actually make them route around each other, and we're going to try implementing that to a degree. Jeff168 is asking, will there be recreational time for villagers? I mentioned it earlier in the stream that we're very much looking at night time to be a period where workers can stop working and they can start participating in some of the more social activities in the village. So be that, I don't know, maybe like trying to get a date or go to the tavern, or maybe you know, go and see a street performer. There are all sorts of things that we could do there. At the moment we're just building up the economy and the fundamentals of the game, and then we're going to see what interests we can add into the village and into the world that they can take part in. So it'd be really nice if maybe somebody decides to play an instrument, or you had somebody visit the village and they were playing a lute or something, and you got a little crowd forming and watch the performance, and then they'd sort of clap the performance, and just little events that are just really nice to see, and when they happen, it's just it makes the village feel more alive. So all of those sort of fine tweaks and interesting things we'll be adding. Felspell, you're asking about local avoidance and having sort of side tracks and everything. What I'd like to do is I'd like to make it so that peasants are more likely to follow the roads rather than just being for beauty purposes at the moment. Whether we can do that now that we've moved to navmesh based pathfinding, I'll have to check. But it would be nice if paths were strategic in some way, either letting people travel faster or with loads or something like that. Will there be any sort of big events like a festival or anything like that? It's been discussed. I wouldn't say like necessarily a festival for all your village. Maybe there might be, I don't know, maybe a maypole, or we'll think of something, but it's definitely been discussed. Permanent injury is not part of the game. So literally, you'll have healers. There would be sickness, mind, and if you don't deal with it, so the herbalist building will be able to make medicine, and if you don't treat it, you'll soon have an outbreak. Some of them may be fatal. And we're also going to add a graveyard as well, so your monks will be able to carry the corpses to the graveyard. But there might also be spread of disease in your village. So if you don't sort of capture, if you have an outbreak of whatever the disease is, if you don't deal with it quickly, then it's going to actually spread and jump from character to character, just as a virus would. And if you haven't got the medicine, if you haven't taken the time to build up your medicine supplies, then you're not being able to treat it. Or if you haven't got an like a cleric healer, then you won't be able to go and sort of cure disease. So it's all going to be about the trade-off between resources and what you build and who you train and what you research, and just basically tackling with things that happen in your village. So I think it would be totally possible to have an entire game spent just in your village, doing quests and taking care of your peasants, and either treating them nicely or the opposite. you know, being cruel to them and performing torture on them and God knows what else. We're starting to get to that stage now where we can start thinking a bit more about all the sort of entertaining things that we can build into the game. Tommy Holmes, so yeah, we were talking earlier about loafing, so characters who are unhappy would be prone to loafing and messing around and not actually be performed in productive work. So yeah, I think it would be also nice by that rationale to perhaps have recreational time where they maybe do hang out by the river. They could just sit down with a fishing rod or a pipe or something like that. I will make a note of that. So villagers have needs that grow over time. So a need for recreation. I mean, actually, that's already in there. There's a need for entertainment, which is why they would go to the tavern. But there's no reason why they can't go and do other things if they're, if quaffing mead isn't their thing. There won't be seasons, or at least we don't think there will be seasons unless we come up with a way to deal with it, and as long as we've got enough memory, GPU memory left over. I would probably say no, there won't be seasons, but never say never. We'll see. Will there be travelling merchants bringing in unique items from out of town, or chests with those sorts of things? There'll certainly be chests and loot on monsters, and merchants. We are exploring different options. So once you've built the bazaar, we're considering trade caravans. So there may be races that you are on a friendly term with, and then you can actually trade with them. So they may have access to goods that you don't. And the only way to get hold of them is to actually trade with those other races. What I was saying in the, I was writing the blog actually earlier today, which we'll publish later on, is at the moment, if you build up your village to this sort of size, then you'll start, the performance, the frame rate will start to drop. That's basically, we need to do some more optimizations. There's a bug as well in the engine which we need to get fixed in terms of the UI, but yeah, don't worry about that. We'll improve that over time. And there's obviously that bug there with missing all the wrong texture. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in more military units, getting some archers up on these walls. The goblins are going to be really cool once we get those in, because they're actually going to be able to scale your walls. And when we put the wave system in as well, we're going to be able to destroy, if I just simulate it now, as if your walls have been attacked. In fact, what I will do, did I kill off everybody or not? Let's see if we can destroy our village. I don't know if they'll get taken out by these crossbows or not. I have a feeling they might. At the moment you can control the monsters because it's development and we can have a bit of fun, so I can go and get a horde of skeletons. Come on, make it, don't get taken out. I love the pigs. Nobody there. Now, I haven't actually tested this, so this will be a good test. Just to see how they behave and if they start targeting buildings. No, they don't seem to be targeting at the moment, do they? If I click. Yeah, right. I'm going to tick that as not complete. That task is not complete then, because they should. Oh, that's the problem. Of the colliders. Let's see if we can get a hold of them. Alright, let's see if we can get a piggy to attack. Are there any sort of diplomat villagers or other officials? There may be... I'm just trying to think. I'm going to say no, not at the moment, but obviously if we're getting into trading with other villagers and whatnot, then... Oh, that pig's not going to last long. We're going to need some sort of unit that's like that. Actually, I don't think it needs a specific unit. I think it's probably just more interactions that any villager can have with a new race as you meet them. If enemies attack the walls, will they do so intelligently, like focusing on one place to get through quickly, or get hammered all along the wall without reason? We'll see. I think. I mean, obviously, I think if it was really smart UI, it's a balancing act, isn't it? Really. I think on more advanced levels where you've played it a few times, you do want them to be fairly smart. So we could probably make them prioritize wall that has less health, so that the first goblin, the first monsters to arrive maybe damage it a little bit, and then on seeing that. The wall's getting repaired by these guys. On seeing that, then maybe other monsters route there as well. However, goblins that scale the wall, only one can scale at a time up any point. So there are, along each wall, there are multiple points that can be scaled. So in terms of the scaling goblins, they will swarm en masse throughout the wall. Whereas other monsters, I suppose the swamp beast will go after your doors. The trebuchet, the goblin trebuchet will just attack your walls, and they may focus on a single point to make sure that they can get through. I guess we need some variable difficulty of AI. So really smart AI will, it will target a key area and get through, whereas sort of dumb AI may be go a little easier on you. Okay, any more questions? I think it's possibly a good point to wrap up today's stream. If you weren't actively repairing your walls, then you just get overrun. You can close your gates, so presuming that you've closed your gates, which I'll just do now, they won't be able to get through there. But once they've actually destroyed a wall section, then they'll just be able to walk straight through your wall without having to worry about climbing over it. So when a monster's approaching the wall, they'll basically look to see what's the easiest point that they can penetrate through the wall. Do they have to actually go and scale the wall, or is there a path through that they can just walk over? And then they will go there accordingly. Because what you don't want is obviously a situation where an enemy is, approaches the wall and they see that, and then instead they start scaling to the right where it's the full wall. You just want them to pour in. I guess it depends on the unit type. Maybe we do want units that can scale to scale up. I don't know. That's all part of balancing, really, AI balancing. Just to determine what is the right strategy for the right situation. Will there be other races instead of humans? Yeah, we're certainly planning on making other settlements for the races, but they won't be playable races. We don't have the budget to be able to implement at the moment. I say the moment because the budget's changing all the time. But yeah, I mean, you can certainly expect to maybe meet the Scorpionkin race, the Beastman race. We're going to expand that. There's a lot of possibilities. They're repairing that wall very, very quickly. Let's destroy it more quickly. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hopefully see you next week. Any questions in the meantime, jump into the forums and you can ask them there. And enjoy the rest of your weekends. Although I guess if you're in Australia, you probably should go to bed because it's Monday morning soon for you. So yeah, have fun. Thanks, guys. See ya.